Spoiler alert, spoiler alert. The following video will contain spoilers from the Flash episode, I Know Who You Are. So if you don't want anything spoiled or ruined for you, stop watching now. Hey guys, Dave here. Okay, well, I did another Twitter poll, and people want me to make a video almost overwhelmingly about the big question that's been left unanswered about Savitar. We now know the identity, and it turns out it was a future version of Barry Allen. I thought the reveal could have been better, and overall, I mean, it was interesting, but I just didn't think they were going to go the way that they did. I've been wrong before. I've even told people that were inspired to start doing their own theories and stuff that the best advice I can give is never be afraid to be wrong. I put my own 2 cents in. I came from a perspective that made sense. It sounded good to me. I was wrong. Okay, on to the next one. However, although we now know who Savitar is, we don't know why. And I think now we're starting to get a few clues here and there. Now that the cat's out of the bag as to one mystery, the next episodes we should be able to try to figure out the why. We only have 3 left in the season, so let's do some speculating, shall we? Okay. The doctor that the team is now working with, after examining speedsters, figured out that the static energy that they generate when they run may actually be a double-edged sword, as it were. That if they could find a way to protect them from the friction caused by their own abilities, that they could go faster. And that appears to be what this strange metal is that Savitar's armor is composed of. As we saw future Flash, we saw that his face was badly burned and scarred. So I'm guessing that the reason that Savitar was born was we're getting someone that was essentially, this is a Franken-Flash. And by that, I mean, he's part future Flash from the comics, where he noticed that he's just not fast enough to do certain things, and by going back in time to attack himself, he was able to try to fix things. That was the plotline in the actual comics. And second, since it's all about trying to teach a lesson, this is reminiscent also of the comic book version of Zoom, aka Hunter Zolomon. See, in the comics, Hunter lost his legs, his family, and he wanted Wally West, the Flash at the time, to go back in time to fix it. Wally refused because he didn't want to try to mess up the time stream. So Hunter broke into the Flash Museum, got onto the cosmic treadmill, and it exploded. Instead of being hooked to the Speed Force, he was hooked to the time stream, and he believed that now it's his destiny to give the Flash and other various heroes that cross his path a painful lesson, because if they understand what true pain and suffering is, that'll drive them to make sure that they never allow something like that to happen to someone again, making them a better hero. So I think in a weird way, that's what this Savitar is. He's trying to make himself better by trying to go faster, trying to have his own body from breaking down against him when he uses his speed. Now, I think it's interesting. I think it's something happens eventually where he tries to go faster, he burns himself, and that's where we get the suit from. But at the same time, Barry was also told that we're not gods. Although we have great power, we're still men, we're still fallible, we shouldn't play God. He's gone from that to straight up playing God, at least in this future alternate version. So it's just kind of frightening to see what he's becoming. It's also really kind of sad. I mean, we all like to think of Barry as the version of hero that is a bringer of hope, of positivity, even in the face of the worst. I know he's flawed. I know he's fallible. He does screw up, but he always tries to do the right thing, and he usually makes things better for it. I just don't like this whole dark picture that they're painting him. I mean, people have been calling Green Arrow their TV version of Batman, what are they turning Barry into? And I don't like the answer that we could be getting from that. Anyway, it's just a possible reality, a possible future, not one set in stone or Cybertronian metal. But it just seems like it's taking the whole dark side concept too far. I mean, unless they're building up to something where everyone has their own dark sides to face, and eventually, if you can conquer that, then you can face the actual dark side ruler of Apocalypse in Season 10. That would be interesting, but I just don't like this dip that they're taking with it. They're risking taking him lower than he ever really has before, and he needs to rise up even higher from it. Can he do that? I want to believe it, but it just doesn't make much sense to me. The whole thing just, it could have been a better reveal. It could have been better overall, in my humble opinion. Savitar was an interesting character in himself, but just making Savitar an evil, twisted version of Barry just seems lazy to me. And I'm not the only one that thinks that. Look, it's just my opinion. I could be considered wrong, but I don't currently think I am. But yeah, I think that's where we get the why for the metal. That's where we get that, and that's why he tried to become faster and better, but his own body was holding him back. I'm going to make another video about superhuman auras, and that's something that hasn't really done much for appearing on any of the shows yet. And I think it's quite fascinating, so I'll have to talk about that later. Well, what do you guys think? Why do you think Savitar was born out of Barry Allen in the first place? Please like, comment, subscribe, share. Let's get a discussion going. I want to hear what you guys have to think. Peace.